decisions without necessarily being critiqued from the outside world and losing. Look, you got PFF grading you every week, like you were just referencing there before I came on. They're grading you. And now you go as a first-year quarterback, you barely know shit, and now everyone's telling you suck, and it takes a while to regain your confidence. You lose your whole fan base, and it's really unfortunate. But that's very much the state of the league. And I think we've dumbed down the game in so many ways to allow for a lesser caliber developed player to get in there and lead an organization.
This is bigger than a box score, bigger than a stat line. This is pressure. This is politics. This is what happens when a young quarterback walks into a machine that was never built for him. Every snap is a test. Every mistake is a headline. Every grade becomes a label. You feel it from the first throw. The lights are hot, the clock is loud, and before you can breathe, the verdict is in. He is not the guy. Are we really grading quarterbacks, or are we grading the gatekeepers? Should we rank offensive coordinators 1 to 32 the same way we rank QBs? Should we rank quarterback coaches 1 to 32? What happens to a rookie when he pulls the 32nd ranked coordinator? Have you seen a young QB get thrown into a preseason start with 0 first-team reps? Who do you blame then? The player or the plan? Drop your take in the comments. Smash like if you care about real development. And if you want honest football talk with 0 fluff, subscribe to Octa Edge NFL and hit the bell right now. You walk into the league and you are losing. PFF grades you every week. Film watchers grade you every hour. People you have never met tell you that you suck. You are a first-year quarterback. You are learning names. You are learning the playbook. The operations are not there yet. The cadence, the huddle, the protections, the motions, the hot reads. It takes time to build rhythm. But the room does not care. The noise declares you a bust. He is not the guy. Is that too soon? Yes, but that is how it goes when patience is a myth. Here is the part we never say. We assume every organization knows how to develop a quarterback. That is a fantasy. There are coaches in this league who do not know how to teach the position. There are coordinators who can draw but cannot coach. There are play callers who call what they know, not what their player can do. They are not CEOs with systems and structure. As Bill Parcells once joked, too many are PE coaches who got elevated. So let us be fair. If we rank quarterbacks 1 to 32, then rank offensive coordinators 1 to 32. Rank quarterback coaches 1 to 32. What happens to a rookie when he pulls the 32nd ranked coordinator? Here is the part we never say. We assume every organization knows how to develop a quarterback. That is a fantasy. There are coaches in this league who do not know how to teach the position. There are coordinators who can draw but cannot coach. There are play callers who call what they know, not what their player can do. They are not CEOs with systems and structure. As Bill Parcells once joked, too many are PE coaches who got elevated. So let us be fair. If we rank quarterbacks 1 to 32, then rank offensive coordinators 1 to 32. Rank quarterback coaches 1 to 32. What if your career starts with the 32nd ranked coordinator? What if your teacher is the one who needs a teacher? Tom Brady has said the quiet part out loud. He has blasted the league for sloppy fundamentals and thin coaching. He put a light on a truth everyone dodges. Players live under the microscope. Coaches skate. A kid like Shedeur Sanders gets graded every week. He gets dissected in public. Yet the coaches who shape that player face almost no real ranking or heat. They keep their relevance, they keep their titles, even when the development is not there.
Let's go upstairs. Is that fair? I know it sounds kind of harsh, but Thanksgiving, year 2, I believe quarterbacks, if the operations aren't there, he's not the guy. Is that too soon?
Yeah, but I would argue this. You're assuming that everybody knows how to develop a quarterback. You're assuming that you're going into a program. I mean, I'm telling you, this is not – there's a lot of people who have no idea what they're doing when they're tasked with coaching a quarterback or calling an offense.
Brady pushed further. If a staff says Shedeur is not on the level of Dillon or Flacco, then answer this. Did you give him equal reps in camp? Did you build installs around what he does best? Did you slow down the language so he could command it? Did you stand behind him when the first mistake hit? If the answer is no, then you do not get to question his ability. You failed the process, not the player. Brady doubled down on that point. He made it clear, stop grading the kid if you will not grade the plan. This is why it hits hard in Shedeur's case. The inconsistency is obvious. One coach says we will evaluate him and build a path. Another coach says nothing at all. Reps are thin, answers are vague, opportunities are rare. You cannot prove anything without reps. You cannot learn speed without live bullets. You cannot build timing with the starters if you never touch the starters. Then the same people point to the results they created and call them proof. That is not evaluation. That is a trap. Stephen A. Smith saw the trap and called it. Shedeur gets his first preseason start, not one first-team rep before that week. 11 practices, almost all of them with the threes, 4th on the depth chart. Then out of nowhere, he is thrown into the starting lineup. That is not development. That is a setup. You wanted an answer without doing the work to get one. Something does not add up. Stephen A. said that loud. He said it because we have seen it before. Louis Riddick added the layer that people inside the league understand. He said the kid will get a chance. Most do. But the real problem is the lack of reps. If you give a young quarterback a tiny window, he must be perfect to survive. He needs instant chemistry with receivers he never practices with. He must process at full speed in an offense that never slowed down for him. The odds are stacked. The clock is fast. The leash is short. That is not a fair test. That is a stress test. Riddick also told the truth about draft politics. Lower round picks do not rise without advocates. Someone inside has to bang the table for you. Someone has to say, give him a plan and give him time. And with Shedeur, who was that person? Who in the building fought for him? Who owned his development? If you do not know that answer, then the player is exposed. He is in limbo. He is auditioning for people who may not even want him. Now look at the top of the org. That's where alignment starts. Jimmy Haslam's comments raised alarms. He said he had no idea about signing Shedeur and left it to the staff. That is not a plan. That is shrugging at the most important position. If the owner is hands-off and talent fit, and the staff is unsure how to build the plan, the result is chaos. And Stephen A. did not let that slide. He argued this was not a random comment in a car on a Friday. He said it was a tell. He said they were never going to let it happen. That is his view. He saw intention where others saw noise. Whether you agree or not, his point stands. Leadership must choose a lane. If you want the player, back the player. If you don't, be honest. Don't slow roll a career. Here's the hard part. This is not new. This is the league. Young quarterbacks are judged at warp speed. Coaches change every season. Terminology changes. Systems change. Timing changes. Then we act surprised when development stalls. You can't build a franchise that way. You build a star with reps, with continuity, with a coordinator who can teach, with a quarterback coach who can translate, not just diagram, with teammates who know the cadence and the sight adjust and the landmark on the deep over. The modern pressure cooker is even hotter now. Analytics are louder. PFF grades hit your feed by Monday morning. All 22 clips go viral in minutes. Fans track EPA and success rate on the fly. That is fine. Data helps. But data without context becomes a hammer. A rookie misses a hot. The internet calls him a fraud. No one asks who set the protection. No one asks if the back misread. No one asks if the route was split wrong. That is why accountability must be shared. Grade the whole operation, not just the kid in the crosshairs. And there is also less time to teach. The CBA limits padded work. Live bullets are rare in practice. Backup quarterbacks can go days without real speed. You want growth, then you must manufacture reps. Use split field work. Use tempo periods. Build cut-ups that match his language. Give him a starter share during install days. If he is your investment, treat him like one.
We all didn't expect this, of course, but I feel like with God, anything possible, everything possible. I don't feel like this happened, for no reason. All this is of course, fuel to the fire. And under no circumstance, we all know this shouldn't have happened. But we understand we're on the bigger and better things. Tomorrow's the day. We're going to be happy regardless. Legendary.
And yes, the league needs to modernize how it views teacher talent. There should be a way to measure QB development year over year for each staff. How fast do they get rookies to functional? How often do their guys cut sacks with protection rules and hot answers? How many explosive plays are created with motion and play action that match the quarterback's comfort? Call it a coach accountability index. Fans would understand the plan better. Players would trust the process more, and front offices would hire on proof, not hype.
I wanted everyone to feel like they were part of the success. I told the linemen, we're all running to the end zone and we're celebrating as a team. Because I think that's way more intimidating than a quarterback doing his 6-shooter guns and pointing up in the crowd and doing all that other bullshit that's very self-promotional, but it's not about winning.
Back to the names. Brady wants the same heat on coaches that players get. Stephen A. says a start with no first-team reps is a setup. Riddick says limited reps change the odds and lower-round picks need champions. There's even that line about Dillon and Flacco. If you say Shedeur is not on their level, then show the receipts. Show the equal reps. Show the teaching tape. Show the meeting notes. If you cannot, then you are comparing resumes, not ability. So what is the fix? Start with alignment. Decide who you are and who he is. Build the offense for him, not for your last job. Cut the install to what he can own. Build timing with the ones. Don't fake it with scout team reps. Let him fail fast in practice so he can succeed on Sunday. Protect him with formations and quick answers. Put your best teachers in his room, not the guy you like, the guy he learns from. Hold the staff to a standard. Rank the coordinators. Rank the quarterback coaches. Rank the process. If a staff can't grow a quarterback, say it. If a staff turns late picks into starters, hire them. This is not about blame. It's about building a path a player can walk. And to the fans, you matter. Your voice sets the temperature. So tell me this. Should we publish a weekly OC ranking alongside QB rankings? Should we track first-team rep share for every rookie so the narrative is honest? Should we demand teams show the plan when they draft a quarterback? Or is it still on the player to overcome everything? Drop your answer in the comments. I read them all. Then like this video and subscribe to Octa Edge NFL. Turn on notifications. We are here every week. No excuses, no scripts, just the game, the grind, and the truth.
Thanks for staying informed with us. If you found this update helpful, give it a thumbs up, drop your thoughts in the comments, share the video with others who should know, and hit that subscribe button with the bell so you're always first to hear the latest breaking stories.